I'm
Good
here.
afternoon, Under. James Lavelle on behalf of Tanya Thomas.
All right.
Hello, I'm here. This
All
mic.
right. All right. So at first, when I scheduled this hearing, this was a motion to enforce filed by Ms. Thomas. And it was a single issue. It was to get an order that Mr. Thomas file or sign a document so that she could proceed to work with the lender to get the sale done, get the mortgage closed out. Ms. Robinson, do you have any objection to that request?
I do.
What's that?
One, and basically, like it says in my return motion, that she didn't need to have that access to the mortgage account in order for her to get financing.
How do you know that?
Because I've talked to them. I've asked them to send me a thing stating how that worked. They do things in like committees and stuff, and I just didn't receive it yet.
And so why do you object to signing something that lets her deal with them?
She does not need that.
Because she doesn't need to have it. She doesn't
And so you would rather that we just all sit here on our hands indefinitely than you just sign a document?
No.
Can you be harmed? Can you be harmed in some way by signing the document?
See, that I don't know. And by that I mean through a lot of this process that we've went through, I have seen and have felt that I'm like being scammed in some sort of way, and I don't trust her. And
So
she doesn't need to have it to get any kind of a loan or anything. But then again, that's above and beyond the point of she had until May the 21st of 2023 to get her financing issues all worked out. And then if she couldn't get financing, then she was to get the house up for sale, which she's done none of. And at this point, I'm just simply going to ask. I would like to ask to have her. I would like to get a quick claim deed, or I would ask you to enforce one so that I could get her off of the title so that I can deal with the mortgage company. The mortgage company has been really a good company to work with, and they've given us forbearance twice, and we've got one of them paid up. We were able to get one of them caught up and then paid off to where we were back in zero again. But then there hasn't been anything paid on it since. But the mortgage company's been working with me on forbearance, and they've just been sticking it on the back of the loan, so it's growing again. And in the meantime, there's been no effort or anything to make any kind of payment or rent or anything on from her behalf to make it good. She's paid absolutely nothing towards the house since she's been there, and we've been split up for 2.5 years. And she in the temporary hearing from January, what does that say? I can't see.
2023.
Yeah, in January 2023, she was given the 4 weeks, it says, and again, on top of all the weeks that she was given before that and months before that to buy the house. And we are so far past that deadline, and there's been no effort or any type of payment or anything from her and from on her side to make it look like she really still wants the house other than just to live there for free.
Let me pause you for a second. Mr. Lavelle, tell me where we're at. Does your client have financing to be able to buy out Mr. Robinson?
My client's been working for a fair bit of time for securing financing. Getting access to these mortgage papers on behalf of her lender was integral to this process. It's been frustrated by Mr. Robinson this entire time. It's evidenced by the exhibits filed with the court that since the divorce decree has been entered, we've asked on multiple occasions to try and get this resolved. Whatever issues there might be with the current loan on the home, my client never had an opportunity to address any of them because Mr. Robinson's never filed signed the document that gives the lender she was working with the ability to access documents that they need in order to decide whether or not they can make a loan to her. It's as simple as that.
All right, so she's going to have to, it looks like, pay at least $67,155. Has she gone and qualified for a loan in that amount?
Yeah, I've paid over $51,000 since I've been here.
You haven't.
To what?
Got a grant from
The house.
I've
I've made sure.
Mr. Robinson, I'm going to have you be quiet for a minute. Ms. Thomas, go ahead.
I've paid a house payment and I've had $49,000 and almost $50,000 in grant money paid because of my COVID relief. So I have had $51,000 worth of money paid towards the house.
Paid, who is that paid to?
To the mortgage company itself, directly to the mortgage company.
Okay.
And we'll
And
have to provide evidence of that.
To the mortgage company also.
All right.
And we'll have to provide evidence that with any supplemental filing if need be.
All right. So
what I'm trying to do, sir, is I'm trying to see what I can use in my equity to put towards the house so that I can see if I can qualify for what's the remainder of that. And I don't know what's available, and I have the divorce decree so I can do the math. Mr. Robinson just will not give me that third party authorization to get in there so I can see what I can do or cannot do. I have been waiting, and I have sent probably 10 to 20 emails.
We've submitted this to the court.
all right. So I'm going to order that Mr. Robinson sign the third party.
I gotta really object to that because she doesn't need that to get that.
I'm ordering that it happen. I understand your objection, and over the top of your objection, I'm ordering that you sign the third party. This mortgage is going to disappear as soon as she refinances. And
Okay. So
there's nothing she can do to harm you by being able to communicate with the lender so that she can sort out her financing.
But that's my whole objection. She doesn't need to have that.
I don't care.
He doesn't need to get.
All right. So we'll just sit parked with nobody paying anybody anything indefinitely. Is that a better option?
No, I have hired my own real estate agent because all that stuff that was in the divorce decree has expired. And
no, actually what's in the divorce decree is the law of the case.
Right, which means that she had until the 21st of May of 2023 to buy the house, which is long expired.
But you wouldn't sign a document that she's asking for so that she can communicate with the mortgage company.
Like, I don't want her to refinance it. I want to outright sell the house.
Yeah.
And I am all ready and all lined up and everything. I have my real estate broker. I even have a letter from her that I was going to submit to the court. She's tried to contact. She's been able to do an assessment on the house as far as being on the outside. She wasn't able to get on the inside, but she has done her own evaluation,
which is against the protective order.
Tania.
All right. So now I've muted both of you. And Ms. Robinson, my order is this. Mr. Lavelle, I'm going to ask you to prepare an order granting an order for him to sign the third-party document. I'm going to give Ms. Thomas 60 days from the signing of the document to have Mr. Robinson paid based on the decree. And if she, after he signs the third-party document, if she has not paid him in accordance with the decree within 60 days, then we'll sell the house.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Mr. Robinson has an order to show cause of his own, a motion to enforce that was filed, and it's going to take more time than I have on a law and motion calendar to hear evidence on that. Mr. Robinson, you are entitled to everything that the decree of divorce gives you. I've looked at the decree of divorce, and it did not have the level of detail that your order to show cause has. I'm guessing maybe there's some other documents that were part of a mediation or something back and forth. But yes, the decree certainly doesn't give me any authority to award all the things that you've listed there. But maybe you've got some other lists where you guys agreed on exchanging lists. I'm not sure.
I do. I have all the mediation lists and everything, and then I even have in the temporary the motion from the temporary hearing or the order from the temporary hearing on January.
I think it's going to take several hours for you to provide testimony on it's a fairly extensive list of property. And so what I'll have you do is come prepared on the day that we hold this hearing to show me on the lists of things that you guys agreed on that you are going to receive. You'll need to be able to point out to me on those lists that you were entitled to it, and then you can provide testimony to me whether you received it or did not receive it. And okay. We'll pick a date now.
Okay, there's
we can
an issue.
Prepare on that.
Can I say something? I have kind of an issue with the date, and I would like to explain that part of that issue to you, but I don't need to have Tania or her attorney tell me or to hear it. It's a personal thing issue that I have, and I'm really kind of like rushed to get this taken care of like ASAP.
So what you want, you would just want me to give you a date as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going to do.
Okay.
Let's see, Kelly, I set a trial, a short trial next week. What day did I do that?
It was August 7th at 1 o'clock.
All right. I've got both the 8th and the 9th available of August.
8th. The 8th would work for me.
All right, Mr. Lavelle?
At what time, Your Honor?
Is there a time of day that works better for you?
Probably the morning would be fine.
All right. So we'll start at 9 o'clock, and I'll give you 3 hours. Mr. Robinson, you'll have to provide those lists. You'll need to email if you have documents that are not part of the court record. Like, I can look at the decree of divorce. It's been filed with me. Stipulations have been filed with me. If you've got other lists that are not already part of the court record, you're going to have to scan those in as PDFs and provide them to the clerk ahead of time so that I can have them for my review as you testify.
Okay.
And when you email them to me, you should email copies of them to Mr. Lavelle.
Okay.
All right. I will see you all next week then.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, we're